number 10 spot is Heidi Montag. If you watched her drastic plastic surgery transformation on The Hills, then you will never forget seeing her big reveal for the first time. She got the title of the plastic surgery queen after doing the impossible and going through 10 surgeries in one day. A very dangerous decision and one that she regrets. She has talked about it since and said that she was actually dead on the table at one point and did not know if she was going to make it out alive. The long list of surgeries include a brow lift, Botox in her face, a nose job, a chin reduction, fat injections in the cheeks, ears pinned back, nasolabial folds, lip, neck, waist, hip and thigh, liposuction, breast implants to a size F, a butt augmentation, and her back curved. At the time, she said she felt the pressures of Hollywood to look a certain way, but now she says that she would take it all back if she could, and even encourages other women to really think about it before considering plastic surgery. Next up at number 9 is Dolly Parton. The queen of country music has always been known for her look, including her plastic surgery. It is no secret, and she's never been shy talking about it. At 75 years old, she still looks youthful as ever, and that is because she is not afraid of a little plastic surgery. In 2019, she did an interview with CBS Sunday Morning and admitted that she knows she looks artificial and is okay with it. She said, "It is true that I look artificial, but I believe that I'm totally real. My look is really based on a country girl's idea of glam. I wasn't naturally pretty, so I make the most of anything I've got." She really is particular about her looks, revealing that she even sleeps with a full face of makeup on in case of emergency. But she's also the first person to poke fun at herself and her journey with plastic surgery. How could we ever forget the famous quote from 2011 when she said, "If something is bagging, sagging, or dragging, I'll tuck it, suck it, or pluck it." Moving on to number 8, we have Wayne Newton. He was once a fresh-faced kid from Norfolk who became a legendary Las Vegas entertainer and vocalist. But similar to a lot of other celebrities, it seems he felt the pressure to keep his good looks as he got older. In June of 2018, he made an appearance on The Bachelorette and shocked fans with a different face, everyone saying he looked like a wax replica of himself. According to a plastic surgeon expert, Dr. Brian Glatt, Wayne simply just took things too far. He said, "The look is very overdone and artificial. His cheeks are bursting at the seams from overfill of Botox injections." The internet also had a lot to say about it, mocking him all over Twitter for being the poster for overdoing plastic surgery. As we know, people can be very cruel online, and real life, but Wayne clearly felt he needed it and made the decision for himself. Cruising into number 7, we have Carrot Top. It's never been confirmed that he has had plastic surgery, but it has been up for debate ever since his face looked reinvented. In more recent years, it appears that the comedian has undergone multiple plastic surgery procedures, but he's always denied the claims. Professional plastic surgeons have come forward about the topic and speculated that it looks like he had cosmetic procedures done to give him his smooth face and an excessively arched brow. But regardless, the comedian says he wears makeup and that is why he looks different. However, just a few days ago, a fan spotted him on the streets and filmed him for a TikTok, and it immediately went viral. People started a TikTok trend where they react to the video of him, mocking how different he looks than when his career first started. His behavior in the video was also very strange, so that had other people speculating that he was on something, if you know what I mean. Sniping our number 6 spot, we have Donatella Versace. The designer is another celebrity to not openly admit or discuss her plastic surgery, so it too has been a big debate for a while now. Although just by looking at then and now pictures, it's almost impossible to think that her face changed that drastically naturally. While she admits that she doesn't look like this genetically, she says her transformation happened due to her beauty regimen. During an interview, she said, "I'm not like this genetically. I use tons of cream and take care of my hair and skin." One thing she did admit to was Botox, revealing that she had it done in the past, only on her face, but said that it is no longer part of her beauty routine, which most people do not believe. She has looked this way for a long time now though, so you really only know how drastic her change is when you see older pictures of her. Halfway through our list, number 5, we have Katie Price. After being given the title of a glamour icon in the 90s, she struggled with wanting to hold on to her youthful looks that she became known for. She's always been beautiful, but she's also been open about about the fact that she felt the pressure to look a certain way in the spotlight. She admits to going under the knife dozens of times to alter her overall appearance. She spent so much money on the procedures that in 2019 she was declared bankrupt. Her family has also been very public about her transformation, claiming that she was addicted to plastic surgery and wanted her to seek help for it. It has been a very long journey for her, an expensive and painful one, but in recent times she is trying to settle down with it. She has given herself time to heal from all the surgeries, and she also cut her hair into a short bob to try and have a more natural look. Coming in hot at number 4 is Janice Dickinson. She has been described as the world's first supermodel and had a wildly successful modeling career in the 1970s and 1980s to back that statement up. She later served as a judge on 4 seasons of America's Next Top Model and started her own modeling agency in 2005. So modeling has been a huge part of her life, and it might be why she turned to plastic surgery to keep up with her own appearance, even though she has always been stunning. But unlike some of the other celebrities on our list who chose to not talk about it, she has always been very open about her plastic surgery. She actually loves talking about the extensive work that she has gotten over the years. During an interview, she actually admitted and said, "I live for plastic surgery." She has had Botox, a facelift, different cosmetic procedures, a tummy tuck, and fillers. In our third spot is Jessica Alves, formerly known as Rodrigo Alves, or the Human Ken doll. Jessica skyrocketed into the spotlight when she was Rodrigo because he had transformed his entire body into looking like a human doll. But in recent times he transformed into Jessica, and now she looks like a human Barbie doll. So from this point forward I will be using her new pronouns, she and her. Jessica has spent over £650,000 on more than 60 operations to transform herself into Ken, and then over £100,000 to transform into her current female body. The transformation from Rodrigo to Ken was drastic. You would never recognize that it was the same person, which is why she got so famous in the first place. But even the transformation from Ken to Barbie is big, and now Rodrigo is completely out of the appearance, which is what she ultimately wanted. She has opened up about how happy she is now, saying that she just reached a point where she could not live as a man anymore, even if it was a Ken doll. Making her way into number 2 is Meg Ryan. Over the last few years, articles have posted headlines claiming that plastic surgery ruined her career, but she has never confirmed getting the work done. In 2015, she denied having plastic surgery, but the rumors have never stopped because she looks so different. People have accused her of feeling the pressure of Hollywood, which is why she took a break and disappeared from the spotlight for a while. She has talked about her break and said that she left because she was burned out and felt isolated at the time. But when she came back around, she looked a lot different, and people have criticized her appearance ever since they saw just how different she looks compared to the beginning of her career. But Meg says that she blames ageism on her career as an actor not progressing. She said Hollywood and audiences were just too limited because people would not see her as anything other than a young blonde love interest. We have made it to number 1, and we have Mickey Rourke. People got used to his looks after being in the Hollywood spotlight for decades now. He was often praised for his looks. He was a hunk, to say the least. Which is why people were left in shock after paparazzi photos surfaced and showed him looking like a different person. There was a reason for his journey with plastic surgery though, and it all started when his acting career seemed to hit a dead end. At that point, he decided he would go back to his first passion, which was boxing. Throughout his time fighting, he suffered from injuries like a split tongue, a compressed cheekbone, and broken ribs. It was then when he decided to have reconstructive surgery on his face. So it wasn't all for cosmetic reasons, he actually did a lot of damage to the structure of his face. But he has openly talked about it and admitted that he went to the wrong plastic surgeon the first time and was left with botched results. He had to undergo more surgeries to correct the previous ones, which ultimately changed his whole appearance. As of 2017, it was recorded that he had 5 nose jobs total.
And at number 10, Courtney Cox. The legendary Friends actor finally gave in to pressures to get filler and Botox, and she hated the result that it had on her face. She said that she would get some sort of filler here and there, but she didn't realize that they were all basically layering on top of each other, which led to a look that she hated. When speaking about the procedures, she told New Beauty, quote, "I've had all my fillers dissolved. I'm as natural as I can be. see. I feel better because I look like myself. I think that I now look more like the person that I was. I hope I do. She also made the change back to natural for her work, explaining her face didn't have the natural movement with the fillers, adding, quote, "You need movement in your face, especially if you have thin skin like I do. Those aren't wrinkles, they're smile lines. I've had to learn to embrace movement and realize that fillers are not my friend." And at number 9, Heidi Montag. The Hills star is famous for going overboard with plastic surgery. She infamously turned her girl next door look into that of a Barbie doll. She even underwent a whopping 10 procedures in one day in 2010, putting her health at risk. Montag revealed years later that she regretted making so many changes to her body, saying, quote, "I was definitely way in over my head. I kind of wanted a few enhancements and then it kind of got out of hand. I wasn't really told the repercussions and what would happen, emotionally and physically, and the pain I would be in. I was kind of in shock." Following all her plastic surgery procedures, that was all anybody knew her for, and she was no longer cast in any projects that were not related to her cosmetic enhancements. And at number 8, Scott Carrot Top Thompson. Carrot Top is no stranger to worst celebrity plastic surgery lists, and his appearance has changed considerably over the years. One doctor told MakeMeHeal.com that it appears as though Thompson has undergone a brow lift along with Botox injections, lip plumping, and laser peels, which is proved by his disappearing freckles. It's also been speculated that he's taken steroids and they are responsible for his buff appearance, but he denies getting anything done. When speaking about it in 2015, he told Florida Today, quote, "I never had any plastic surgery. I can see why people think that because I got really big for a while, but I never got any work done. I mean, if I was going to have plastic surgery, I would look better than this." Carrot Top has had incredible success in his career, specifically in Vegas, but some say his career could be still thriving if not for his changing appearance. And at number 7, Yolanda Hadid. While Yolanda was battling her Lyme disease, she decided to reverse every cosmetic procedure that she could to be completely natural. This all took place when she was filming The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, so it was captured on the show. First, she decided to get her breast implants removed and then remove all of her fillers. She shared the news with her Instagram followers, writing in the caption of her post that she was, quote, 55 and smiling from the inside out, finally back to the original 1964, living in a body free of breast implants, fillers, Botox extensions, and all the BS I thought I needed in order to keep up with what society conditioned me to believe a sexy woman should look like until the toxicity of it almost killed me. Because of her desire to live life naturally in every way possible, she's also stepped back from working. And at number 6, Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner is known for her signature pout that she achieved with the help of fillers. And with those lips, she became a billionaire, selling lip kits so people could try and achieve the lips that Kylie had. But Kylie actually regretted how large she made her lips at one point. While the sisters were being interviewed by Allure, Kylie revealed their lips got way too big. Apparently her sisters even had to set her straight and tell her to relax on the filler. And even though it can be argued that Kylie's cosmetic procedures brought her career to new heights, it's all anyone can talk about when discussing the star now. And plastic surgery and fillers will likely be linked to her forever. Halfway number 5, Khloe Kardashian. When the Kardashian sisters first started their rise to fame, Khloe seemed to always be the odd one out. She was constantly referred to as the ugly duckling of the family. But as time went on, Khloe did her best to reverse that image by getting multiple plastic surgeries to change her face and body. Her body even became such a point of conversation that she started the show Revenge Body. The whole premise of the show is that people use Khloe's help to transform their bodies along with their lives. However, there was a lot of controversy around the show and Khloe giving workout advice because many are convinced that Khloe got her killer body with surgery. This is because her body is in an entirely different shape than before and it definitely doesn't look natural. Things got even worse when an unedited photo of Khloe's body was leaked and she reacted by trying to get it taken off the internet, proving she's not even happy with her body unless it's edited. And at number 4, Courtney Love. Courtney Love is best known as the singer for the band Hole as well as the widow of Kurt Cobain. However, she also has a reputation for significantly changing her looks through plastic surgery. She started off with a grunge punk aesthetic but slowly changed up the classic Hollywood look. Her most noticeable change has been her nose job. Love has admitted that she has changed her look significantly since she was the poster child for 90s grunge. She got her lips injected and had a nose job, but now she says that she regrets it. It's also changed the way that her fans look at her, and they really don't like that she's so different than before. And at number 3, Vivica A. Fox. Fox was a popular actress in the 90s, starring in movies like Set It Off and Two Can Play That Game. She also did a lot of modeling and was known for her sweet and classic look. However, things changed in her career when she decided to get some work done. It drastically changed her look. Most noticeably was a nose job and some fillers. Since her career took a huge hit after her face had noticeably changed, we can assume the changes put a big damper on her career. And since she's only appeared in a few movies since, as well as being on The Celebrity Apprentice, I guess that could hold true. And at number 2, Donatella Versace. Donatella got her fame through running high-end fashion brand Versace with her late brother, Gianni. And in the decades since she's been a public figure, her face has changed considerably, most would say for the worse. Over time, she's become unrecognizable, with her nose and lips changing the most. It's gotten so bad that Donatella has landed herself on pretty much every worst plastic surgery list that there is. Donatella is only admitted to getting Botox, nothing more, so she is not admitted to regretting any of her procedures. But since her reputation has taken such a hit because of her changing face, we can assume it's had a negative impact on her career as well. At the very least, it's made her less respected by the public. And finally, number 1, Adrienne Bailon. The Real host and former Disney Channel star has opened up about regretting her decision to get breast implants in her teens. She told E! News in 2014, quote, "When I was 19 years old, I actually did get breast implants. Probably one of my greatest regrets. I went from having an insecurity that I didn't have big breasts to now looking like an adult film star. And I was like, this isn't great." She also revealed that she got the procedure right before she was set to film Cheetah Girls 2, and it was quite a shock for Disney executives. But she says the implants did not last and she decided to get them taken out shortly after. She also added that the implants stretched out her skin, adding, quote, "It was not the smartest decision for my career and just for myself. It was wanting to feel like a woman. Thankfully, she was able to fix things and has had a great career so far. I love her on the real." And at number 10, Courtney Love. Courtney Love is admitted to having 3 major procedures to change herself over the years, but unfortunately she hasn't been happy with them. The first procedure was liposuction on her butt, but she said that it ended up ruining her figure, and she discouraged anyone from getting it done. She also had a mouth enhancement, not really sure what that means, but she wasn't happy with it either. She said after that procedure, quote, "I just want the mouth God gave me back. It was perfectly cute and I had nice big lips." The last procedure she's admitted to was a nose job, although after the original procedure, she ended up getting it corrected because she did not like it, even calling it a, quote, "little beak" at one point. All this aside, I think Courtney looks really beautiful now, although it's clear she looks vastly different than her natural self. And at number 9, Kylie Jenner. Everybody knows that Kylie Jenner looks like a completely different person after all of her plastic surgery, and she's owned up to a very little bit of what she's had done. The one procedure that she speaks often about is her lip fillers. She says that growing up, her small lips were a big insecurity of hers, and she got lip fillers as a teenager when a boy told her that her lips were not kissable. This whole lip craze spawned her now billion-dollar business, as she was constantly looking for lip liner to overline her lips with. Along with the lip fillers, it's speculated that Kylie got a Brazilian butt lift, cheek fillers, chin implant, and an eyebrow raise. And even though she looks like a whole other person compared to her teenage self, she denies any other procedures. But it seems that Kylie slightly regrets the lip filler, and she admitted that they were way too big at one point. And at number 8, Denise Richards. Fans have been questioning for years if Denise Richards has had any facial modifications, but she's consistently denied changing her face with any procedures, including Botox or fillers. However, she's open about her breast implants and the long and horrible process to get them where they are now. She first got implants at 19 and had to get it fixed twice before they were what she wanted. Apparently, the first 2 surgeons made her breasts larger than she wanted, and she didn't have the time or energy to fix it when it happened. Denise also revealed that she had the second procedure before filming Wild Things and didn't want to get in a lawsuit with a plastic surgeon before filming that. She now calls the decision a large investment, but she's happy with how they look now. And at number 7, Bella Hadid. Bella Hadid was recently voted the most beautiful person in the world, but her beauty is not au naturel. Bella never talks about the work that she's had done, but from before and after pictures, it's clear that she had a lot of enhancements. During a 2018 interview, she responded to comments about her plastic surgery, saying, quote, "People think I got all this surgery or did this or that, and you know what? We can do a scan of my face, darling. I'm scared of putting fillers into my lips. I wouldn't want to mess up my face." And with the before and afters that we have now, it's hard to claim that it's all puberty. The most common surgeries that have been rumored are a nose job, cat eye eyebrow lift, and either fillers or surgery to sharpen her face. And at number 6, Tori Spelling. Tori Spelling grew up in the limelight, and because of this, it's assumed that she got extensive plastic surgery. It doesn't help that her face has changed considerably over the years. However, she denies having anything but minor modifications made. In the past, Spelling has admitted to having her nose and breasts done, but that's it. When talking about the rumors that she's had more work done, she said, quote, "People have been talking about me having plastic surgery since I was 17. It's the one thing that stayed with me my entire career." Even though she doesn't admit to any major changes, she did reveal that her kids don't recognize her in her reruns of 90210. so there's that. Halfway number 5, LaToya Jackson. LaToya Jackson has had major plastic surgery over the years, and it's to a point that her past self is completely unrecognizable. The most noticeable procedure LaToya has had is a nose job. It was reported in 2017 that she was allegedly one nose job away from completely losing her nose. Plastic surgeons that were asked to comment on her nose said that the outer flare of her nostrils had been overly narrowed to a point of near disappearance. One doctor said that each surgery on the face carries the risk of more collapsing, and said it could be almost impossible for her to breathe through it if she continues to get work done. It's also rumored that her and her late brother Michael Jackson went to the same plastic surgeon, as their noses were almost identical. And at number 4, Khloe Kardashian. After Kylie, Khloe is the Kardashian with the most recognizable plastic surgery. And even though she's had as much work done as her sister, Khloe seems to get the most hate for her ever-changing appearance. During the recent Keeping Up with the Kardashians reunion, she addressed the accusations and admitted to all the cosmetic procedures that she's had done. For the first time ever, she admitted to getting a nose job, Botox, and fillers. Although she did admit that she responded horribly to Botox, so she doesn't get it anymore. Although Khloe did not admit to getting any work done to her body, it's heavily speculated that she got a Brazilian butt lift, which is when fat is taken from the body and injected into the butt. And at number 3, Courtney Cox. Courtney Cox has had a dramatic change since Friends, and it's caused many to speculate that she went under the knife. She's admitted to getting some procedures to fight aging, and says that she regrets getting a lot of them now. Most actresses in Hollywood struggle with that because there's less and less work for women as they get older, unfortunately. And unfortunately for Courtney, she's featured on so many of the, plastic surgery disasters lists. Courtney still looks very beautiful in my opinion, but it's clear that she's had too much Botox and a botched procedure somewhere around her mouth. And at number 2, Lil Kim. Lil Kim looks so different from her original self that she's basically unrecognizable now. Not only has she changed many aspects of her face over the years, but she's also heavily bleached her skin. Since her surgeries are constantly brought up by the media, Kim decided to address it in a 2005 interview. She claims that she used to be in a physically abusive relationship, and she had to fix her injuries from that relationship using plastic surgery. She even remembers one point where she was released from the hospital from a broken nose for it to be broken by him yet again. And finally, number 1, Heidi Montag. Heidi Montag was once known as the plastic surgery queen because she got addicted to getting surgeries, and even made the risky decision to once have 10 surgeries in one single day. Heidi went from the girl next door look to fake glam Barbie look. She's admitted to having numerous procedures in the past, including a brow lift, Botox in her face, a nose job, a chin reduction, fat injections in her cheeks, her ears pinned back, lip, neck, waist, hip, and thigh liposuction, breast implants to a size F, a butt augmentation, and her back curved. Not sure why anyone would want that. So clearly an insane amount of modifications. But of course, having all these surgeries come with a lot of risks. And she explained that she almost died because of a really risky surgery. Apparently she was on the table practically dead, and the doctors did not know if she was going to make it. She now says that she regrets a lot of her past work.
Now let's start talking about Donatella Versace, and let's start from the beginning. Donatella Versace was born in Reggio Calabria, Italy on May 2nd, 1955. She is the younger sister of the late famed designer Gianni Versace, and described herself as, quote, the baby of the family, saying that she was always the most spoiled of her siblings. Donatella has always been known for her appearance. She created her signature look of dyed platinum hair and black eyeliner as a teenager and has kept up this look ever since. Donatella has also been deeply submerged in fashion for her whole life. Growing up, her mother was a dressmaker and had her own business, so fashion, style, and design has always been part of her life, even before her brother Gianni started the Versace company. Donatella grew up being something of a model for her family's designs and styles. As a child, Donatella wore her mother's custom clothes, as she said that she was always, quote, the best dressed little girl in the city, end quote. This carried into her teenage and young adult years, as Donatella has said that her brother Gianni used to make outfits for her and take her out with him for a night on the town, almost as to flaunt his mastery of fashion, but she didn't mind because she always looked good. Donatella and Gianni were very close, and she was always there to support her brother every step of the way, especially after he started his fashion company. Though Versace was a big family affair, with their brother also helping out in the company, Donatella and Gianni were really the ones who drove the fashion and design aspects of the company. Gianni relied on his sister for advice on his designs, and Donatella played a significant part in growing the public part of the fashion brand, organizing their fashion shows and advertising the company. Donatella also played a part in, quote, bringing some rock and roll spirit and celebrity cash to the line through her connections with Madonna and Elizabeth Hurley. Donatella later became the chief designer at the company's Versus line and became more involved in the business in the mid-90s during her brother's battle with cancer. They became concerned with the business and its succession, so the family came up with a succession plan in the case of Gianni's death because this company meant so much to all of them. Gianni's health scare prompted the family to become more hands-on, especially Donatella, who gave so much to the brand to keep it alive. Miraculously, Gianni ended up beating cancer, but sadly, the family was still struck with tragedy when Gianni was killed in 1997 when he was shot outside of his home in Miami, Florida. Just a few days after his death, the company announced that Donatella would be acting as Versace's artistic director, but by that time, this role wasn't anything new for Donatella, as she was already taking a leading role in the company for the past 2 years before her brother's passing. Donatella's career had shifted and was beginning to grow even more, and as the new face of Versace, there was a new weight on her shoulders to keep the family's business and her brother's legacy alive and well. Image became even more important than ever before. As a hard-working businesswoman, she wanted to appear as best she could in the eyes of the company, but as a public figure and the head of a high-fashion brand, her looks had to be maintained, and so she entered into the world of plastic surgery. At the time of her brother's death in 1997, Donatella's appearance looked pretty untouched by plastic surgery, and being 42 at the time, she still looked very youthful, but it seems as though over the years, the more plastic surgery she's received, the older it made her look. By 2002, Donatella's facial features had changed dramatically, looking more like she looks these days. Her appearance seemed like it started to change shortly after her divorce from her husband, so maybe that also had something to do with it, or it could also have been a result of the industry that she works in, being that plastic surgery and harsh beauty standards are very apparent in fashion. This change in appearance could also have something to do with her substance abuse as well. In 2005, Donatella opened up about her substance abuse, sharing that she had been addicted to no-no-snow for the past 18 years and that she sought out help at a rehab center in Arizona. As we all know, regular use of these kinds of substances can alter your appearance, and so perhaps Donatella began her plastic surgery in an effort to correct any damage that had been done due to her substance abuse. It was also at this time that she admitted to getting Botox, saying that she didn't believe in quote, totally natural for women, end quote. By 2011, that's where things get a little concerning when it comes to Donatella's appearance. People had started making comments on her face, saying that clearly Donatella had started to go overboard with the plastic surgery and Botox. Some doctors made comments about it, saying that at this point her skin and its elasticity was starting to look papery and weak, which is a sign of many cosmetic treatments and sunbathing. One doctor also pointed out that at this point her lips and cheeks looked like it was no longer being receptive to Botox, which is probably why she had been getting so much more, and damaging the rest of her face in order to correct things. It sounds like a very vicious cycle that Donatella just couldn't break. Donatella continues to get fillers, facelifts, and other procedures, but some experts say that all of this work is just making things worse for the design mogul, because instead of correcting her appearance the way she wants it, it's just worsening it, making the results last for less and less time. Donatella used to be a model before fully taking on the business end of Versace, so that career ended a long time ago, but her career as a businesswoman is still kicking for the most part. From what I've read and heard, some people think that because of her appearance, had Donatella been in a different industry or had a different job, then she definitely would have seen a drop in credibility and loss of work, like we've seen in Hollywood with a number of actors, but because of her status in the fashion world, there's really no way of ending her career, but people can still make comments about her and the way that she looks. The only way that she could truly end her career is by pulling the plug on it herself. She's too highly respected as a designer to be cancelled for something as menial as too much plastic surgery, but I'm sure that there are still people out there who would certainly try. I personally think that Donatella is an icon, and you might think me a hypocrite for making this video, but I truly do like her, and I couldn't care less about what she looks like. She's a fashion icon, she is talented and hardworking, and at the end of the day, those are qualities that really define a person, not their looks. At number 10, Tara Reid. For actress Tara Reid, things were going so well for her and her career, that is until a botched plastic surgery took that all away. Tara was looking to invest some of her hard-earned money into herself, and by some money, I mean a lot. In 2004, Tara went to get some work done to her body, and she received a few surgeries. She got breast implants and underwent a procedure called liposculpting, where things went horribly wrong. After these procedures, she was left disfigured, describing some of the aftermath, saying, quote, "My stomach became a ripply, bulgy thing. I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini. I lost work," end quote. This whole procedure ended up costing Tara nearly $10,000 up front. However, in the grand scheme of things, she lost much more than what she paid for the procedure. Because she had gotten botched, she had to pay more money on top of everything to get it corrected, and on top of that, after the world saw what these procedures left her with, she stopped getting hired in Hollywood and therefore lost a huge chunk of her income. This procedure ended up being way more expensive than Tara anticipated. At number 9, Nicki Minaj. Who doesn't love Nicki Minaj? She's the queen of rap and just an awesome person in general. Because of her huge success in the music industry, Nicki has been able to invest some of her hard-earned cash into herself and her appearance, and it turns out that Nicki has spent a surprising amount of money on plastic surgery. According to sources, Nicki has spent at least $11,000 on plastic surgery, though it may be a higher number now. As for what procedures she's had done, well, other than the Botox that everyone and their mother gets these days, Nicki has also received a nose job, she's had a fat transfer, and has gotten her teeth done as well. There's some debate over whether or not Nicki has had her butt done or not, but honestly there's bigger things to worry about other than that, and as long as Nicki is confident in her own body at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. Now before I carry on with the list, I would like to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, and also if you're interested in gaming content, why not head on over to my gaming channel Viper Girl and check out what I've got going on over there. I upload daily, so there's always something new and fun to watch. Come say hi and subscribe while you're there. At number 8, Barry Manilow. For a lot of older celebrities, trying to turn back time and look more youthful is an endeavor many of them go on, and though some of them are more open about the procedures, others aren't, even though they sometimes come out looking like they've obviously had work done. For Barry Manilow, he's continuously denied getting work done, even though he spent thousands of dollars on making himself look younger. How much money has been spent, you ask? Well, it's believed that Barry has spent around $70,000 on plastic surgery. In an interview, Barry claimed to have only undergone surgeries and treatments for his health, like getting hip surgery and receiving steroid shots, but a lot of people aren't buying that and have pretty much revealed that he's been lying about getting work done for cosmetic purposes. It's been reported over the years that Barry has undergone several procedures, including having received a facelift in 1995, a second facelift and eyelid surgery in 2003, and then a third facelift in 2005. Because of the work he's had done and how much money has been spent on various plastic surgery procedures, a lot of people consider Barry as one of Hollywood's plastic celebrities, even though he denies everything. At number 7, Lil Kim. Rapper Lil Kim is another celebrity who's known for getting a lot of work done. In the past, she's been criticized for the amount of work she's gotten done and for looking too plastic, but even though she spent thousands of dollars changing her looks, there's a reason for it all. In interviews over the years, Lil Kim has spoken out about her plastic surgeries and what led her to get them. The rapper said in the past that some procedures were done to correct damage done to her by an ex-boyfriend of hers, and some other procedures she's received happened because she just didn't feel good about herself, which is totally okay. There's nothing wrong with wanting to change something that makes you feel insecure, and getting other things corrected that have been damaged can also be a very important step in your life. As for how much she spent on her looks, it's been said that the rapper has spent around 20 grand on things from nose jobs to jaw reshaping to skin bleaching and more. At number 6, Nadia Sulman. The name Nadia Sulman might not ring a bell right away, but the name Octomom might. Nadia rose to fame in the 2000s after she made headlines for giving birth to octopolis. After gaining so much attention, Nadia became a reality star and got rich from it. Rich enough to start investing some of that money into her looks, and she spent a pretty large amount of money customizing her looks. Nadia has spent over $12,000 on plastic surgery to look like her Hollywood idol, Angelina Jolie. Yes, you heard that right. That 12 grand went towards Nadia getting her breasts and lips augmented, getting a nose job, and receiving fillers all over her face, all to look like Angelina Jolie. I mean, it's her money and she can do whatever she wants with it, but I personally don't understand why you would want to look like someone else. Just be yourself, because that's the best person you can be. At number 5, Sharon Osbourne. Sharon Osbourne looks pretty good these days, but the talk show host has said in the past that she credits most of that to her plastic surgery that she received over the years. Sharon has been pretty open about the work she's had done over the course of her life and how it's affected her, and is also someone who encourages others to invest in their looks too. Sources have reported that she's received multiple facelifts, tummy tucks, leg and arm lifts, a neck lift, breast augmentation, Botox, and other injectables. The biggest procedure that she's had to date was when she got her stomach stapled in order to to lose weight, and this combined with all the other things that she's had done gives her a grand total of about $120,000 spent on plastic surgery alone. She's gotten so many facelifts done that she thinks that at one point she got botched. While talking about her journey with plastic surgery, she once opened up about her botched experience, where she said that at some angles she looked too plastic and she didn't like that. She seems to be happy enough with the results she has now and doesn't plan on stopping with her cosmetic surgeries anytime soon, being prepared to rack up that bill a little more. At number 4, Kathy Griffin. Comedian Kathy Griffin probably isn't the first person to come to mind when you think about celebrities who've spent large amounts of money on plastic surgery. Kathy has actually been pretty open about the cosmetic procedures she's had and approximately how much it's cost her. Over the years, she's received several chemical peelings, liposuction, a facelift, breast augmentation surgery, eyelid and brow lifting, as well as a nose job. As for how much these procedures cost comedian, apparently we're looking around $30,000, which is a lot of money for her to question whether or not these procedures were all worth it. But hey, if you have the money, what's the harm in investing in yourself to make yourself feel a little bit better? At number 3, Cardi B. In the past, Cardi B has been very open about the plastic surgery procedures she's received over the years and how her body image affected her when she was younger. Really, I don't think there's anything Cardi does hide since she's a pretty open book. She's done a lot to get to where she is today, including plastic surgery. Cardi has shared her experiences getting breast implants and a butt lift, saying that these procedures made her feel more confident in her own skin. The rapper said that when she was 18, she became an adult dancer, if you will, and she was able to save enough money for her to get implants because that was something that made her feel insecure when she was growing up. When she later tried working for a different club, they basically told her that she needed a big booty to work there, and that made her insecurities set back in. She ended up saving up again to get her butt lift done, and it made her feel happy. Now these procedures can have a super duper high price tag, but Cardi has her ways of getting them pretty cheap, and it'll actually surprise you. While she probably spent a pretty penny on getting her breasts done, she was able to get her butt lift for super cheap by going to a less than reputable source and getting it done for only $800 when it's usually a $9,000 or $10,000 procedure. It's certainly not the most expensive procedure on this list, but it's certainly noteworthy, so I just had to include it here. At number 2, Kim Kardashian. We're all aware that the Kardashians have had work done. I've talked about Kylie Jenner and Kris Jenner's pricey plastic surgery transformations, but Kim has also spent a lot of money on her looks. Now when people think about plastic surgery when it comes to Kim, most people would think of her butt, and even though she said it's all natural, that still continues to be debated. Other than this suspected butt lift, Kim has also received breast implants, a nose job, liposuction, and some suspect that she's also had her chin done as well. After all this work, Kim would have spent approximately $16,000 or $17,000 to achieve the look that she has today, but she's got buckets of money, so I doubt that really puts a dent in anything for her. And finally, at number 1, Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton is very well known for her appearance as much as she is known for her music. Over the years, Dolly has received a number of cosmetic surgeries such as breast augmentation, obviously, as well as a brow lift, multiple facelifts, eye lifts, chin augmentation, rhinoplasty, Botox, and other injectables. Dolly knows that she looks very different now compared to when she first started out, and she embraces that part of herself, even going so far as to say, quote, "I ain't got time to be old, I'm gonna look like a cartoon." Dolly has never been afraid to talk about her surgeries, including the cost, because she sort of implied that all the work she's received over the years has cost about $1 million. Whether that's actually true or not remains to be unknown, but I honestly wouldn't doubt it. Even at 75 years young, she still says that she's not done working on her look and that she will keep investing in herself, and honestly, I love that for her.